even more disgusting.
Yeah, and this is not going to make it any better.
Yeah.
Wealthy financier Jeffrey Epstein has finally been hit with multiple child sex trafficking charges, and you know who's labor secretary, the current labor secretary, Alexandra Acosta, is in the hot seat for orchestrating a sweetheart deal for Epstein back in 2008 that helped him avoid federal charges and protected any of his possible co-conspirators from prosecution. Speaker Nancy Pelosi is calling for Acosta to step down over this. Now, one of the things we should tell you is that the victims, Jeffrey Epstein's victims, were never made aware of this deal.
Yeah. Right.
And this is the problem for Mr. Acosta, because that's against the law, is it not?
It is.
Yes.
And in my view, it always was. I mean, when you are offering a plea deal, you always consult with the victims. You consult with their families.
You're supposed to, right?
You're supposed to, because you represent the people of the United States.
Right.
You represent them.
But they didn't.
And they did not.
Right.
And it's also shocking that you have the line assistant, the prosecutors that were supposed to be prosecuting this case, prepare a 53-page indictment, chock full of serious allegations, and he bigfooted them, went over their heads, and gave him this ridiculous sweetheart deal.
What we talked about yesterday.
And he had 12 hours a day, but he could go to his office.
He would basically go to work, and then he would, go back to a county jail, basically.
Yeah. It was a sweetheart deal.
It was a sweetheart deal. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
What I love about this is Trump's response. Trump had said in the New York Magazine, he said, "I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy."
It wasn't his response. He said it in 2002.
He said it in 2002.
Okay. He's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do. And many of them are on the younger side. No doubt about it. Jeffrey enjoys his social life. Trump also, remember when he said that Roy Moore was a great guy? And then he said that Roger Ailes was a very good person. On the other hand, Meryl Streep is overrated, and Ruth Bader Ginsburg's mind is shot. George Behar has no talent. Roy Moore, fabulous guy. Fabulous.
Bill Clinton had to come out with a lengthy statement about the times that he took trips with him, and I guess he was a big donor to the Clinton Foundation. So all giant political hands are dirty in this. And I think
this is not a Republican-Democrat
That's what I mean.
problem.
I think this is a disgusting people with power getting... It reminded me a lot of the R. Kelly documentary when I was watching the other victims here, that there was like one girl who would get all the other young girls to come over to the house, and obviously there are things I can't say on daytime television, but it's absolutely disgusting. And the worst kind of bile in society, I think, has to do with young women being sexually abused underage, pedophilia. It's the grossest kind of things that exist in the world. And he got away with it. I know.
Nude or semi-nude underage girls.
I think that's the problem here, and that's why Acosta has to resign.
He has to resign.
He has to resign, because when you're a prosecutor, your job is not only to seek justice for the victims of a crime, it's to protect the community from their future crimes. By giving him that sweetheart deal, he allowed these new victims to be victimized.
But
he didn't protect the community.
But also to have him in the position he's in now.
Yes.
He's in his cabinet. Well, I also don't think people like Alan Dershowitz should be on TV right now while they're being accused of being involved. There's a lot of people that have a lot to answer.
There is a lot of people, but let us just start with the law.
That's fine.
The law says you're not supposed to do that.
Right, you're not supposed to have a plea deal without
speaking to people.
Counsel of the victim.
It's not step down, it's get out. Yeah. You broke the law. You come after everybody else. Get out. You broke the law.
Absolutely.
It's like all of them.
Nobody is going to defend a pedophile getting a sweetheart deal.
There's
nobody out there that's going to defend.
I hope not, but you never know.
Trump says he's a terrific guy. What are you talking about?
2008. Or 2002, whatever it was.
Pia, can I give a shout-out to the reporter who did this?
Yeah.
Her name is Julie K. Brown, and she worked for the Miami Herald. Years of persistent reporting.
Yes, she did. She kept that story.
You need the press.
Talking about the need of the press.
Yeah.
Talking about that.
Oh, wait, can I say one thing? I think that we should interview the victims here, too. If they are open to speaking and giving interviews, I think The View is a good place for them to come on and tell their story.
Let's bring them all on, and bring all of the women who accuse him, too. All 14 of them. Let's see them, too.
I'd be interested in hearing that story.
Well, you kind of have to break it up.
Yeah.
You know, you can't, because you need to do it you have to do it in a timely fashion and in a clear fashion so people know exactly what we're talking about.
Well, let's not forget that a woman just recently came out and accused him of rape in a Bergdorf Goodman, and it seems like that story just...
It hasn't gone away, but you have to read this thing.
Okay, there are a few legal notes. Bill Clinton's press secretary issued the following statement. President Clinton knows nothing about the terrible crimes Jeffrey Epstein pleaded guilty to in Florida some years ago, or those with which he has been recently charged in New York. In 2002 and 2003, President Clinton took a total of 4 trips on Jeffrey Epstein's airplane. He's not spoken to Epstein in well over a decade and has never been to Little St. James Island, Epstein's ranch in New Mexico, or his residence in Florida.
Wait, there's another one.
Sorry. Also, Alan Garten, an attorney for the Trump Organization, has said Trump had no relationship with Epstein.
Yeah, so the indictment and the whole thing with Acosta came in what year? 2008?
2008.
Yeah. And the
2007.
The flights for Clinton were 2002 and 3.
Yeah.
And I just found out that the quote I gave for Trump was 2002 or 3. So this is all before he was indicted. So we have to...
The island was nicknamed Rape Island. I mean, come on here.
Rape Island?
Yeah.
Allegedly. We're just going to say allegedly.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
With everything if you say that.
You have to.
Later, census